Professor Chakravarti, Professor Samanto, friends, colleagues, thank you for spending this Saturday morning on this extremely ambitious and important program. It is important for us, for the institutions, for the fact that we hope to enlarge our international associations and bring value to our institutions. Let me assure you that this program is being led and inspired at the highest level and is being monitored at that level as well. The program, as you said, is ambitious. The time frames are aggressive, but we believe that it is in good cause. My colleagues have been working very hard on this, Rakesh Ranjan, Alok Mishra and his team, and we hope to be able to back up your efforts in a way that will bring results, will be productive. I know that there are issues that we need to discuss, but let me outline firstly the basics of the program as we see them, and I'll be happy to listen to your views as well. For us, this is a way of bringing international faculty in a structured manner, in a thought-out manner to our institutions. It is also a long-term way. In the longer term, we hope that this will increase the international association of our universities, our IITs, the other institutions, and over time develop the linkages that allow our faculties, our academics as well to travel, to exchange ideas abroad. This is at the heart and root of the program. In some ways, this has been done over the years. DST had a program. There have been bits and pieces all across, but this is an organized effort. And the organized effort, we know that we'll begin with the IITs and other central institutions, but gradually this should enlarge. Now, the mechanics of the program, there are timelines. 15th July is a timeline, and I'm very happy that on the 11th of July we're actually meeting to get this done. 15th August is another timeline, and by 15th September we hope that the first wave of invitations would go out so that in the rest of the academic year, faculties from abroad would be in our institutions. To do this, the group coordinators for the IITs, the NITs, for the Indian Institute of Science and the ICERs, for the central universities and the IIMs, they have been identified. I would request that the group coordinators in turn now look at the institutional level. And at the institutional level, in each of the IITs, for instance, we would need a coordinator, a person who takes the responsibility of coordinating not only the efforts across that IIT, for example, but to deal with the other institutions, with the group coordinators, and of course with faculty associations or universities abroad. I would like to know about the status of the portal. And the portal, I'm sure IIT Kharagpur has done work on it. I'm sure this will be discussed during the rest of the morning. It would be very valuable because it allows exchanges without going through the pain of the communication process. We would like to have the proposals from the sectional committees. That is, I hope that the sectional committees have all been set up. When I last looked at it, there were still 2 or 3 that had to be set up, or maybe I didn't know about the ones or some of them that had been established. By 15th August, we should really have the proposals, the sectional committees should have met so that between 15th August and 15th September, we will be able to complete the process and from then on send out the invitations. The provisioning is fairly liberal. It's $8,000 for 10 to 12 hours of contact, and it's $12,000 for 20 to 24. So the provisioning is liberal, $8,000 for 10 to 12 hours of contact, and $12,000 for 20 hours and above. This includes travel and honoraria. For this year, and Rakesh Ranjan and his team are trying to put in place in some manner the incremental funds that would be needed. For the next year, I think we will have to do this in a much more structured and organized manner. We will have to convert this to a scheme. We will have to convert this to a formally structured scheme with the usual hierarchies of monitoring, of consultation, and of identification. That process, I'm sure Rakesh and his team will be carrying out in the next few weeks. For the moment, and this is something that has to be discussed, we need to provide the additional funds to you. And we will do that. But to do that efficiently, we will put a number, a figure, because we have to work with some number or a figure, and that will hold for this year. So during the course of the morning, let's sort of arrive at that as well. Now, in terms of the arrangements, very naturally, a lot of this will fall on the individual institutions concerned, meaning beyond a point, they will have to identify, they will have to integrate with their faculties. I think we would like that in each and every case, whenever you bring a person from abroad, that there is a faculty person from your side who's working not just on the logistics, but on the intellectual components of this exchange. I think we want this exchange to be on equal terms. This is not just about receiving, this is also about giving from our side. Just as much as we have to get, we have to give. So I'm not going to preempt the discussion. I'd like Rakesh, who has spent a lot of time thinking about this, to just say a few words before we begin the discussions. We also need to turn the camera to him, I don't know, or he will have to turn.
Thank you, sir. Sir, you have said almost everything that was to be said, and we only look towards some kind of respectable number, like when the Honorable Prime Minister announced the program, he had a figure of 1,000 in his mind. I guess we have around 50 institutions and universities representatives here. So towards the end of the workshop, today's workshop, if we could arrive at some kind of tentative number like within this academic year, and rather I would qualify the academic year by the financial year, that is by 31st March 2016, what kind of numbers we are looking at. Accordingly, we'll have to work out the fundings also, because as it has been agreed that we will tie a part of the enhanced plan outlay, I'm not saying the existing plan outlay of every institute, with the Gian faculties they are inviting. So I would like to supplement by this only, sir.
Thank you, and back to you, and I'm going to look forward to the discussion.